Hi guys, I'm Zach from NerdWorks Media. In today's video, my mom forgot my camera, so I'm here on my phone. But we are back here with my car. There we go. This camera video is going to be terrible, but anyway. We are back here with my car after I have now gone on holiday. And unfortunately, there was a few issues, but nothing too serious. Unfortunately, that pipe there is leaking a little bit of oil, and the tune that we were hoping to be able to just steal off Callum's turbo Miata decided to just not work. It didn't like my car for some unknown reason. But whilst we were here, and Mr. Callum is here, we are going to run through some of the things that he's done since then. I keep zooming into my face by mistake. Okay, Mr. Callum.
Yeah.
So, I think starting off, will you explain what you understand? Actually, no, let's talk about what we did first. So as you can see, we've got a new fuel pressure regulator and new injectors in there. Would you care to talk information about those?
Sure. So pressure regulator is it's not always a necessity if you're tuning from scratch, but it's nice to have an adjustable regulator and a rising rate regulator, so you get more fuel pressure as the car gets into boost. The stock regulator, if they're perfect, they're fine, but yours was beaten and broken. So
yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I'd rather put a good one in just to be safe. Yeah, and injectors, we've gone with RX-8 injectors. They are about 450 cc, so almost double the size of the stock injectors. You definitely need more fuel when you turbo a car, so that's a nice option. They are OEM and they fit straight in, so nice and simple and reliable.
Cool. As we can see, we've moved the filter to the front and not into the corner like we were originally going to do. That is because it was obviously a lot shorter piping. It would just land up being easier. And although we thought it wasn't going to fit, it did actually land up clearing the hood. So, Mr. Callum, should that technically help with anything in regards to the turbos now that the piping is a little bit shorter?
Like we touched on before, it's such a small amount, and it's the diameter of the pipe being large enough that there won't be any noticeable restriction there. We just went with this because it turned out to be a lot easier to fabricate.
Much easier.
Yeah, so we had a nice idea of what we were going to do by the firewall, but it just didn't work out in reality. So like 99% of people do with these cars, just mount the filter straight in front of the turbo. You always drive with your headlights up, so you do get airflow in there.
Yeah,
nice and simple.
Yeah, the only time I don't is when I'm on the highway, but then I'm not really pushing my car too hard anyway, so...
Yeah, look, we have a big enough intercooler that if we are getting hot air in through the intake, the intercooler is still going to cool it down. So, yeah, we'll tune around our intake temps, but pretty much sure it won't be a problem.
Okay, cool. It shouldn't really get any heat soak issues, hey?
No more than any other turbo car does. So sitting in traffic, yeah, you're going to heat soak, but as soon as you start moving again and get airflow through the engine bay, you'll be good.
Okay, cool. Because, I don't know, just random things with turbos and random words with turbos that I know. So, oh yeah, I haven't even touched on this. We've got the downpipe on now, and it like goes all the way back there. You can even see the boy back there. It's great. So do you want to talk about the downpipe a little bit? I don't know if there's anything particularly special about the downpipe.
Nothing more than any other decent exhaust. It's all stainless, obvious, 2.5 inch, and then just, yeah, it's all custom fabricated to fit in this bay. So decent quality stuff, decent welding by a guy who knows what he's doing. Should work perfectly.
Yeah, a big thank you to Matt for these welds. These look great, and yeah, no, they're not half bad, like, at all. It looks great, actually. I'm very, very happy with how everything's coming out. And I mean, just look at my engine bay right now. This is dope.
Yeah, so it's done properly. It's purge welded with a decent TIG. So you got all the welds properly. It's not a cheap MIG welder or anything like that. It's done properly. It'll last forever.
Nice. And then what is the benefits of running an oil catch can? Because I don't believe that we've actually mentioned that in a video yet.
So, look, on your motor, which is a fresh build, it's barely necessary. So, with the older motors, as soon as you put boost into the motor, you can get more blow by past the rings, which means pressure in the crankcase, which means more fumes and oil vapor coming out your PCV system. So having this catch can or a oil air separator allows the oil vapors to condense in there and then not be blown back into your intake system, and then you can drain it. But seeing my car after 4 years, I've never had to drain the catch can once.
Okay.
They're pretty good motors. The PCB system works well. It's just a little added extra for safety.
Yeah, I got this for free from Tyron. Thank you, Tyron. So, yeah, it should be fine.
It's not necessary on a healthy motor, but it's just nice to have.
Yeah. And then Callum has actually done the first start on this already and has had it running for a little bit, hence why we know that this has got a little bit of a oil leak and stuff like that. How does she feel so far, Mr. Callum?
Looks good, sounds good with no exhaust and no open down pipe, obviously.
Can imagine.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the tune is not identical to my car. We hoped it would be using the same injectors and same turbo, but every motor is a bit different, so we are going to have to tune from scratch, which adds a few days to the process. But yeah, we've done a base map and a startup tune. It starts up just fine, the idle's nice and smooth. Yeah, everything indicates that it's going to run very well.
What did you say it needed again? More duty cycle?
Yeah, so the idle's about the same as my car, but startup needed more duty cycle. The accelerator pump needed to be increased quite a lot. So there's just a few little quirks that we need to change, and when we get it on the road or on a dyno, then we can see how much fuel it wants for driving conditions.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is obviously not going to stay like this, but that's my ECU, by the way. I don't think I've had a proper picture of that. Actually, I should probably get a nice picture of that for a thumbnail. I'll get the thumbnail picture later.
Yeah, so all our wiring, our extra wiring is just kind of dumped in here at the moment while we've just finished the wiring. So most of this will be cut, the rest of it will be tidied up and wrapped and tucked away. So might look like a mess now, but you'll see it when it's finished.
No, it'll be great. I'm actually super keen on everything. It looks so nice and clean. I understand currently it doesn't, but it looks nice and clean and neat. For example, check how nice and neat this boost controller is. Like, damn, you guys work like wizards. So this is insane. I love how this just sits so nice and neat. Because Callum's car's got the two gauges here. I don't technically need those because I've got it all on this little one, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, so that's boost controller also displays your boost pressure and a bunch of other things, obviously. So it works as a boost gauge as well. So it's one less thing you need to install and spend on.
Cool. So we're going to actually turn it on, and it'll be my first time actually seeing it in person. Is it going to come on?
It should.
Do I have to...
There it goes.
Oh, there. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Oh, that's so cool. Ooh, that looks so nice. Oh, wait, I'm busy showing my steering wheel. Okay, so Mr. Callum, will you walk me through what I'm actually doing with this thing? I find it really weird that on computer screens the frames per second doesn't match up to the frames on, so it flashes. It's very weird. So basically, if you don't mind, Mr. Callum, describe to me what I'm actually looking at, because I have no idea with these things. And like,
so on the standard screen there, it just tells you your boost pressure and a few other things. And it'll also have a high boost set, so it'll show you your peak boost that you've reached.
Oh, cool.
On there as well. It's currently on the low boost setting. So the low boost setting we are running, it's set up just to be on wastegate pressure, so that's the minimum boost it will run. If you press the select button there.
This one?
Yep. So now will be your high boost setting. So we're going to start low and tune that up till we get to about 0.6 bar or whatever our target boost is. So currently reading the exact same thing because we haven't driven the car or boosted it yet.
Okay.
So that switches you between your high and low boost. If you press your mode button, the one underneath it, you will start seeing all your settings you can go through there. So if you turn the big wheel, it allows you to go up and down through those.
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
we have things like our duty cycle, which is obviously the amount the wastegate is opening and closing. We have our start boost, which is the boost pressure that the boost controller will start working at. It shows your peak there, the maximum that it's read. Our warning, which is if we set the maximum boost limit, it'll give us an alarm if we overboost, and it will also pull out a duty cycle.
Oh, okay. So, oh gosh.
So it's set at 0.7 there. So, and underneath it, you see the limiter says 10. So if it hits 0.7 bar, it'll give you an alarm and it'll pull out 10% duty cycle to protect the motor from overboosting.
Okay, so that's really nice. That's a nice safety feature.
It is, yeah.
Nice.
So there's a bunch of other things. Yeah, if you scroll through there.
It's so, I want to say low tech, but high tech. It's great. I love it.
It's simple, but it is quite high tech. There's a gain setting in there as well if you scroll through them, and that kind of adjusts sensitivity of the whole system. So by changing that, it kind of adjusts how hard the boost comes in or how smooth it comes in. So if you've got a very aggressive setup, you can tune out a very hard kick of boost or spike, and it'll give you wheel spin. Or if you've got a small setup, you can add gain to kind of bring in boost a little earlier. Nice little feature to play with. It just adjusts how harsh the boost comes in or how smooth it comes in.
So this is all stuff that you're basically going to touch and I'm never going to touch in my life.
We can run through it. I'll try set it up as best as I can. I'm running a similar system in several of my cars. They work well, so I'll do similar settings, and yeah, then you can always fiddle with it as well.
Okay, cool. I'd prefer not to fiddle because I feel like I'm going to break things. No, that's super cool.
Yeah, man. It's a really nice, reliable system with a few safety features, so nice to have.
This, if I flick between the high boost and low boost, will that trigger the ECUs going between the different maps?
No, it won't. So basically the ECU will be tuned for all the boost, and this thing will have different amounts. So the ECU can handle it. Our second map will be on a separate switch, and we can add or remove features or change the tune to be a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, because I was asking Callum, I'd like two maps that would be easy to swap between, so I can have essentially a daily map that won't be much boost. The car will just run nice, easy, super easy to control, won't eat petrol. I can just drive it nice and it'll be nice and quiet. And then I can have a fancy setting and that will pop, maybe shoot flames on like a decel, but with slight throttle, whatever. I don't understand these terms, okay? And stuff like that, but if it's not like that, I'm not particularly stressed. It's just... So the way we tune these things, so under normal driving conditions, the map will be pretty economical, easy to drive, tame, and as you get on boost, then we can obviously make it a lot more aggressive. So even on a single map, you can have your economy and your wild driving, just depending on how much boost you're playing with. We can add, a little more aggression and pops and bangs and stuff on a separate map, and launch control also on multiple maps. We can have that on both maps on a separate switch, rolling anti-lag and things like that. We can kind of tune in.
There we go.
So it's pretty versatile. So you can have your tame economical driving and your wild high boost driving even on a single map.
Oh, okay, so that's dope. Okay, cool. I don't know what else to ask. This is all very overwhelming for me. I don't really know what I'm talking about, although I'm exceptionally excited. Okay, quick intermission because we've decided that we're also going to give my car a quick start. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% because the tune still needs to be done, but it should be cool nonetheless. So there we go. Okay, so we got Mr. Callum inside my car, and he's busy setting up the laptop to the ECU so that we can make sure nothing's going to blow up.
I'm sure you can trust it.
I'm pretty confident that we can trust him. I don't know why we came to the back. The exhaust is not on yet. Well, that's very interesting to actually look at the ECU. It's come together nicely, hasn't it?
Everything.
Oh! First time. Callum has run it before. This is the first time I'm hearing it. Almost.
The exhaust looks good as well.
Not too much beans, I don't want a piston to go to the moon. that's actually about it. I don't actually know what else there is. There's the exhaust, which we're actually going to be working on today. So I don't know if that's going to make it in this video, but I suppose we'll see. If it doesn't happen to be in this video, then thank you for watching. So yeah, what should happen is basically at the end of this week, which will be next week's video. Why can I not English? For you guys. That should be me picking up my car and my reaction to it, as well as everyone else's reactions to it. Callum will probably know what my car feels like then, because he would have tested it on the streets already. But we'll get Callum's reaction. We'll just go for a drive with a whole bunch of people and we'll see everyone's reaction. So, yep. I don't know if there's anything else to be said. So until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about my turbo kit, please leave a question in the comments down below. I will answer, or get Callum to answer, because Callum actually knows what he's doing and I'm still new to this. So yeah, until then, guys, cheers.